Moving into how we use the products. We have a spring calving herd and a summer calving herd. A big part of the reason we have our herd broke up that way is because of pasture. Those mountain pastures you see, we want to be calved and have our AI cycle in. We'll turn a bull up there, but we want at least our AI breeding done before those cattle go up in those mountains. And then the lower country where the breaks are, it's great to calve in May. So that's the main reason we do that. We have a year-round plan in place on pretty much what products we're going to use for which cattle and when we're going to do it. That can vary a little with different things going on, but we pretty much know what we're going to do with those cattle. There's not a big, oh my gosh, it's winter, what are we going to do? So the spring calving herd for the summer gets Minex Pro with garlic and Redmond salt, typically without garlic. We usually use garlic in one product, but not two. The different thing we had there was the summer of 2023, we had a record fly problem in our area and for quite a ways around us into the states around us. So we doubled up our garlic. We did the Minex Pro with garlic, the loose mineral, and the loose garlic salt, along with some Redmond garlic blocks. And we did feel that our cattle did quite a bit better on their behavior and their activity regarding the flies than cattle without it. It was still the worst we've seen, even with the garlic, but we still felt our cattle did better than the other ones we'd see, going along the roads or helping people out that did not have access to that. In the winter, we switched to the SweetPro tubs. The FM20s is typically what we use on the main cow herd. And we use the Redmond salt with garlic. We'll use that both loose and in blocks, depending on where the cattle are. We have quit pouring our cattle for lice. 2 years ago, we started with one group. So I'd say everything has spent 2 years of not getting poured for lice. And they keep their hair better than they ever did throughout the winter when we did pour. And we tried every product I could find. Winter on our spring calving, it depends a little bit on those. We have to bring them up closer to our pens and stuff when we calve. So there the forage can get short. And if the forage gets short in availability and we have to feed hay, we'll switch them to the Minex Pro, the loose mineral, instead of the tubs, because they're getting quite a bit of protein in that alfalfa hay. The summer calving herd, in a way, they're my favorite for their low cost and low labor. They calve May 15th through June. In the summer, we do the loose Minex Pro with garlic and the Redmond salt. Again, this year we doubled up on our garlic, or what we call doubling up. And those cattle actually did pretty well. They were getting bred during the biggest fly rush we've ever had in this area, and cattle like to bunch up. So you'll see later, we believe that worked pretty well. Mid-November, we start feeding tubs, and that's because down there, they are way out in the middle of nowhere. And we like to get those calves, give them a little boost. We're looking at, late November weaning. So it's starting to get cold. They're starting to get hairy, getting ready for winter. The cows are getting pulled down. So we'll put tubs out, Redmond salt always, and it's Redmond salt with garlic pretty much all the time with us. Then at weaning, those calves are used to those tubs, and we'll throw them on some cattle candy. From then on, that summer herd, they go up in that rim country I showed you and up in those breaks, and they get SweetPro tubs, the FM20s, and garlic salt. That is all they get through April. Unless one time we had 36 inches of snow and it took us about 7 days to get to them, and we did feed them some hay. But basically, we don't want to draw them out of that shelter. We don't want to bring them down to feed. It takes too much hay to even get to them. So typically those cows live on tubs. And what we do is we figure 7 days worth. We put out 7 days worth at a time. That's all they get. The space feeding program, they get another set of tubs. Right now it's 6 tubs a week that particular one of the groups is getting. and they do quite well. Really good coming out of the winter. We try to not feed any hay or any other supplements in there unless, like I said, if they get snowed under, record snows is the only time we get involved with this herd feeding them. Like I said, the calves that we need, we do a little different on the spring and summer calves. Spring calves will use Defender, and the summer calves will use the cattle candy with stress and garlic. It's just a little bit different situation. A pen situation versus still being out on pasture with cattle candy is where we use that. Yearling bulls and yearling heifers, we find we like the 16 tubs, and we'll use the tubs with the garlic salt, or again, if we start feeding cake, which we like to feed our bulls some distiller's cake when they're on that really dry into summer grass, and then we're needing to get them ready for a February sale. They're coming up on 18-month-old bulls. When we do that, we switch back to the loose mineral, the Min X Pro with garlic, and the Redmond salt for them. So a couple of things I like about this is we have a pretty consistent year-round program. We switch up the products a little bit, but we're getting consistent quality nutrients. We have a plan in place for the whole year. We're not worried about not having what we need in stock. I used to kind of go get mineral by the truckload, and I'd price something and I get something different, or I'd price my tubs and we'd use different tubs, different years, and we didn't see near as good of results as we're getting now.